Thank you for being here. Your presence means more than you know. Turning 60 isn't the end of anything. It's the beginning of everything. It's not a closing door. It's the opening of a window, wide and sunlit, with fresh air and endless views. This chapter of life is not about slowing down or fading into the background. It's about stepping forward into yourself, fully, confidently, and with joy. For too long, society has whispered that beauty, relevance, and purpose belong to the young. But we know better. We are the proof. With each passing year, we don't lose value. We gain depth. We don't become invisible. We become undeniable. Age is not a number that defines us. It's a collection of stories, moments, and choices that have shaped us into who we are today. Every laugh line is a memory. Every grey hair is a badge of experience. And every scar, seen or unseen, is evidence of resilience. We carry so much within us: wisdom, grace, strength, and now is the time to let it all shine. This is not the time to shrink. It's the time to expand, to take up space, to speak louder, to walk taller, to wear what we love, do what we dream, and stop asking for permission. There's a special kind of magic that arrives when we realize we've lived through so much and still have so much more to give. This journey we're on is about more than self-acceptance. It's about self-celebration. It's about reclaiming our power, rewriting the narrative, and redefining what it means to be beautiful, confident, and strong at every age. If this message speaks to your heart, I invite you to join this movement. Subscribe to this channel. Like the video. Share it with someone who might need this reminder today. Together, we can build a community that celebrates women, not in spite of age, but because of it. Let this be the moment where your new chapter begins. One filled with boldness, self-love, and unstoppable confidence. The best is not behind you. It's right here, waiting. Beauty is not something that fades with the years. It's something that deepens. It grows richer, fuller, more meaningful with every experience we live, every lesson we learn, and every moment we choose to show up as our true selves. Timeless beauty isn't defined by smooth skin or a youthful glow. It's written in the laughter lines that trace the stories we've told, in the silver strands that shimmer like threads of wisdom, in the softness of our gaze that knows both joy and sorrow. These are not signs of age, they are signatures of life. We live in a world that often glorifies youth as the pinnacle of beauty, but real beauty, the kind that leaves a lasting impression, is never about age. It's about presence. It's about the way we carry ourselves when we've stopped trying to be anyone but who we truly are. Every feature we wear is a chapter of our story. The creases around our eyes, those are the echoes of smiles we've shared, of sunlit mornings, of moments that made our hearts light. The lines on our forehead, they speak of strength, of late nights spent caring for others, of battles faced and overcome, of deep thought and responsibility. Our hands may be softer, may be worn, have held, created, comforted, and loved. We are not meant to erase these marks. We are meant to honor them. When we release ourselves from the narrow lens of society's beauty standards, we step into a freedom we didn't know we were missing. We stop chasing an illusion, and instead, we embrace our truth. And in that truth, we become radiant. True beauty is not in the face. It's in the energy we bring into the room. It's in the stories we share, in the way we lift others with our words, in the way we choose kindness over comparison, compassion over competition. Let go of the outdated idea that beauty belongs only to the young. Beauty is yours right now exactly as you are. It lives in your eyes, in your voice, in your strength. You are not less beautiful with time. You are more. Because your beauty is not fleeting. It's timeless. There is a glow that no cream, no product, no filter can create. It's the glow of confidence, the kind that comes from within, steady, soft, and undeniable. It's not loud, it doesn't beg for attention. But when you walk into a room with it, people feel it before you even speak. Confidence isn't about thinking you're better than anyone else. It's about no longer needing to compare yourself at all. It's about standing tall, not because you've never fallen, but because you've risen every time. It's knowing what you bring to the table and being unafraid to sit at it, alone if necessary. Aging gives us this gift. With time, we begin to let go of the desperate need for approval. We stop shrinking ourselves to fit in. We stop looking outward to be told we're enough, and start turning inward to feel that we are. No title, no trend, no validation can give us what we've already earned through a life fully lived. When we're younger, we often chase perfection, trying to be what others want us to be. But as the years pass, we realize the only person we ever needed to please was ourselves. That quiet shift from performing to being is where true confidence lives. It's in choosing clothes that feel good on your body, not the ones a magazine says you should wear. It's in saying no when something doesn't feel right, without explanation, without guilt. It's in owning your space, your voice, your worth, without apology. Confidence doesn't scream. It doesn't need to. It's felt in the way we carry ourselves, in the calm of our presence, in the certainty of our choices, in the warmth of our gaze. We've seen enough, lived enough, lost enough to understand what truly matters. And because of that, we no longer chase shiny things. We carry something far more valuable, certainty. That certainty is your glow. It's the reason someone notices you across the room. Not because of what you wear, but because of how you are. Confidence is timeless. And at this stage in life, it's not something we fake. It's something we've earned. And it's the most radiant thing you'll ever wear. There comes a moment, a quiet, powerful moment, when you realize you no longer need to explain yourself. You no longer owe anyone a version of you that doesn't feel true. That moment is freedom, and it is one of the greatest gifts of growing older. At this stage in life, we begin to breathe differently. We exhale the pressure to perform, to impress, to blend in. And we inhale something far more powerful, ourselves, our full, unfiltered, beautiful selves. Authenticity is no longer a concept, it's a lifestyle. We stop hiding the things that once made us self-conscious, the laugh that's a little too loud, the outfit that feels too bold, the passion that others once didn't understand. We embrace it all, the quirks, the edges, the wild, wonderful colors that make us us. And what a relief it is to get dressed in the morning and not wonder, is this too much? But instead to smile and think, this is me. Our style becomes our signature, not a trend, not a rule, not a mold to fit into, but a mirror that reflects who we are inside. Whether it's silver bangles or bold lipstick, flowing skirts or no makeup at all, it's not about pleasing anyone else. It's about honoring the woman we see in the mirror. We've spent too many years trying to be palatable, pleasing and polite, but no more. We are not here to be everyone's cup of tea. We are here to be real, and real is beautiful. This freedom doesn't come overnight. It's earned through heartache, through choices, through learning, unlearning, and finally remembering who we always were beneath the noise. And once we find that woman again, the one who laughs freely, moves confidently, and dresses boldly, we hold her close and promise, never again will we hide. No more shrinking to fit into spaces not meant for us. No more adjusting our light to make others comfortable. No more molds. We define our beauty now, on our terms, in our time, in full color. Authenticity is not about perfection. It's about truth. And the truth is, who you are is more than enough. Always has been, always will be. Style is not a number. It's not bound by age, season, or size. It's a reflection of who we are. Our stories, our moods, our memories stitched into fabric and color. And after 60, style doesn't fade. It flourishes. Gone are the days of dressing to meet someone else's idea of appropriate. We no longer ask, can I pull this off? We simply ask, does this feel like me? And that one question changes everything, because now we dress for joy, not judgment. For the way a flowing skirt makes us feel free. For the way bold lipstick turns an ordinary Tuesday into something special. For the way a soft scarf draped just so feels like a hug from ourselves. Our choices are not made to blend in. They're made to stand out, as they should. Style after 60 is about grace, yes, but not the quiet kind that tiptoes. It's about bold grace, the kind that wears red heels just because, the kind that mixes patterns or pairs pearls with denim, the kind that says, I've earned the right to wear whatever brings me alive. It's not about following fashion. It's about owning it, bending it, making it personal. Our clothes become our canvas. Each piece we choose says something about us. I'm here. I'm free. I'm not done growing, glowing, or playing with color. Maybe it's the way we layer textures. Maybe it's the silver in our hair against a jewel-toned blouse. Maybe it's the way we wear flats one day and dance in heels the next. The beauty of style at this age is that it's no longer about trends. It's about truth. Fashion becomes fun again because it's no longer tied to approval. We wear what lights us up, what speaks to our soul, what makes us feel powerful, playful, or simply ourselves. And that's the secret. When we stop dressing to meet expectations and start dressing to express who we truly are, we radiate a beauty no brand could ever sell. Style has no expiration date. It evolves, just like we do. And the best part? The older we get, the more daring we become. Because now, we dress not to be seen, but to be known. A photograph is never just a picture. It's a portal. A frozen moment that whispers, this is who I was. This is what I felt. This is what mattered. Over time, we begin to understand the quiet power of being seen. Not just in passing, but truly seen. And photography becomes more than a snapshot. It becomes a celebration, a record, a love letter to ourselves. Each photo tells a story of strength, of softness, of the woman we've become through years of living, loving, and learning. It's the curve of a smile shaped by decades of laughter, the light in our eyes that has weathered storms and still shines, the quiet poise of a body that has carried life, held others, and stood tall through seasons of change. These aren't just pictures, they are time capsules. we look back at an image from years ago and we don't just see a face. We see her, the woman who was finding her voice, who was navigating heartbreak, who was discovering joy. And we realize every version of us is sacred. Every moment we captured is part of a legacy we are still writing. That's why every image matters. Not because it's perfect, but because it's real. Because in every wrinkle, there is wisdom. In every line, a laugh. In every pose, candid or composed, there is proof that we lived with passion, that we showed up, that we dared to be seen. Photography helps us reclaim the lens. For too long, women, especially older women, have been placed behind the camera, or worse, erased from the frame altogether. But not anymore. Now we step into the frame with intention. We own our story. We choose how we're captured, not filtered to fit someone else's idea of beauty, but framed in our truth. This is about legacy, about leaving something behind that says, I was here, I mattered, I lived fully. Take the photo, frame it, share it, keep it, celebrate it. Because one day, someone will look at it and see more than your image. They will see your spirit. And that is a story worth telling. There's a richness that can't be bought. A kind of luxury that doesn't come in silk or gold, but in stories, in stillness, in the knowing that only time can teach. That richness is wisdom, and we wear it more beautifully with each passing year. Wisdom is not loud. It doesn't boast or beg to be noticed. It shows up in the way we listen before we speak, in the way we choose kindness over chaos, in the way we understand that not every battle needs to be fought, and not every opinion needs to be proved. With age comes perspective, the ability to step back and see the bigger picture, to know that pain passes, that joy returns, and that what once felt like an ending was only ever a redirection. Life has shaped us, softened us in places, sharpened us in others. And all of it, every lesson, every loss, every triumph, is a treasure. Resilience becomes our second skin. We've endured things that once felt impossible, and still we rise, every single time, with more grace, more grit, and more gratitude. That's the kind of strength that can't be taught in books. It has to be lived. And now we get to share it. Our stories matter, not just to us, but to those who come after us. Younger women need to hear what we've learned, that beauty deepens, that love evolves, that failure isn't the end, but a beginning. That joy can be found even in the cracks. That softness is not weakness, and aging is not decline, it's transformation. When we speak, we pass the torch. Not to tell others how to live, but to show them what's possible, that a full, rich life is not behind them, but ahead of them, always. Aging is not losing, it's gaining. We gain clarity, compassion, courage. We let go of the need to prove and start living from a place of peace. We realize that what once felt like pressure now feels like purpose. Let's stop treating aging like something to fear. Let's see it for what it truly is. The most refined, most radiant, most rewarding chapter of all. Because wisdom is the real luxury, and we are draped in it. Self-care is not a luxury. It's a necessity. And at this stage in life, it becomes something deeper, something sacred. We no longer care for ourselves to impress or to perform. We care for ourselves to preserve, to nurture the woman we've become, to honor the body that has carried us through decades of dreams, demands, and discovery. This isn't about vanity. It's about vitality. It's about waking up and choosing ourselves, choosing nourishment, stillness, movement and joy, choosing to listen to what our bodies ask for, not because we're trying to fix them, but because we're finally ready to respect them. We begin to understand that beauty sleep isn't just a phrase, it's a kindness, that gentle walks and deep breaths are as powerful as any pill, that stretching, soaking, journaling, or dancing in the living room can be a form of prayer. Self-care is in the little things we once rushed past. A warm cup of tea in the morning light. A hand resting on our heart when the world feels heavy. 5 quiet minutes alone before the day begins. These daily rituals aren't indulgent, they are essential. Because when we care for ourselves with the same devotion we've so freely given to others, we become stronger, more centered, more radiant. We have spent years showing up for the people we love. Now it's time to show up for ourselves with the same tenderness, the same patience, the same compassion. It's not selfish to put yourself first. It's wise, because the more we fill our own cup, the more we have to offer. We become a source of warmth and light, not because we've drained ourselves, but because we've taken the time to glow from within. Self-care is not one size fits all. It's deeply personal. For some, it's a quiet bath. For others, it's a loud love. What matters is not how it looks, but how it feels. Let your rituals be a reminder you are worthy of care. Not for what you do, not for who you care for, but simply because you are. Your well-being is your foundation. Your joy is your strength. And tending to yourself, daily, gently, lovingly, is an act of power. There is something deeply healing about being seen. Not just noticed, but truly seen by another woman who understands, who nods without needing the whole story, who listens without judgment, who says me too. In a world that often pits women against each other, there is nothing more powerful than choosing sisterhood. Connection is not a luxury, it's nourishment. We are not meant to walk this journey alone. We're meant to gather around kitchen tables, on long walks, in quiet phone calls, in shared laughter that echoes down the hallway. At this stage in life, we no longer crave crowds. We crave realness, depth, conversations that go beyond surface smiles. Women who lift us up, not tear us down. Women who celebrate our wins and hold space for our heartbreaks. This is where true power lives. In a room full of women who cheer each other on, who say, "Go for it," who remind each other how far we've come when the road ahead feels unclear. We don't need to compete. There is room for all of us to shine. One woman's success does not diminish another's light. If anything, it helps guide the way. Community isn't just about proximity. It's about intention. It's about creating safe, sacred spaces where we can grow, stumble, learn and rise together. Spaces where we can show up with no mask, no filter, no need to pretend. In sisterhood, we remember our strength. We're reminded that we are not the only ones carrying invisible weights. We are not the only ones healing, hoping, becoming. And that reminder gives us courage. Every woman has something to teach and something to learn. We each carry wisdom the others may need. That's the beauty of gathering. We reflect back to each other the things we sometimes forget about ourselves. Our worth, our wisdom, our light. So, let's build circles, not walls. Let's open our hearts instead of guarding them. Let's celebrate not just who we are, but who we are still becoming. Because when women come together with love instead of comparison, with support instead of suspicion, we rise higher than we ever could alone. You may not always see it, but you are the muse, the masterpiece, the light that lingers long after the moment has passed. You are the woman someone looks at and thinks, I hope I'm that strong someday. The woman whose quiet resilience inspires without even trying, whose wisdom feels like a warm hand on the shoulder. You are not just part of the story, you are the story. The living proof that beauty grows deeper with every season, that confidence is built from the inside out, and that life doesn't lose its magic with age, it multiplies. Every version of you deserves love. The younger woman who tried so hard, the middle-aged woman who carried so much, and the woman you are now, rooted, radiant, and full of grace. You are the culmination of every lesson learned, every tear wiped away, every risk taken, every laugh shared. You are the evidence that we can grow softer and stronger at the same time. Don't wait for permission to feel proud. You've earned it. Don't dim your light to make others comfortable. Shine fully, shine boldly, shine because you can. Let every year be a celebration. Let every wrinkle be a ribbon of memory. Let every moment moving forward be lived with intention, not hesitation. You are not behind, you are right on time. This space, this message, this movement, it exists because of you. Because your voice matters, your presence matters. And the more you embrace your beauty, your truth, your power, the more you give others the courage to do the same. So, if this journey spoke to your heart, I ask you, help it reach another. Subscribe to this channel. Like this video. Share it with a friend, a sister, a mother, or a woman who needs to remember just how remarkable she already is. Let's continue to spread this message of radiant, authentic, ageless beauty. Not just with our words, but with how we live, how we love, and how we show up for ourselves and each other. You are not the exception. You are the inspiration. And the world is brighter because you're in it.